Well, anyway, I thought I would create a little video so you can actually see me work on a sewing machine. And what I'm going to do is replace the potted motor on this Singer 1591 sewing machine. All right, this is what I'm going to replace. This is the newer potted motor that I just got. So I'm going to take this one off and put this one on. Hopefully it only take a few minutes. This is not the hard part. The hard part is once you get it put back together, is calibrating sewing machine so it works properly, which is kind of tedious. So we won't really get into that. Once I get the motor put back on, get the wires changed around and stuff like that, then I'll just move on. But this machine I've already taken apart because it was in a fire, and the fire burned up all the wires. So I had to replace the wiring so the sewing machine would work. I bought this for about $100. It's probably worth about 500. I probably would not sell it because it's just been really, really nice for me. And this is what I've been using to mainly sew all the hats and some of that purse too. But anyway, so this comes off. This is a calibrating wheel. Once you want to do a bobbin, this helps calibrate it so the needle doesn't go up and down when you turn it. It unlocks the needle, and then when you turn it back, it locks the needle back. But this is what helps you do that. All right. All right. So got screws inside. It's only 2 screws. It's not really that hard, really. It was kind of hard for me when I first started in because I didn't know what I was doing. And when you have no idea what you're doing, then it becomes 3 times harder. See, just comes right off. Yeah, just comes right off. And the reason why it's called a potted motor is because this is a pot. If you turn it up, and the motor sits inside of this pot. So hence, potted motor. Oh, screw. I gotta find it. Where's that other screw at? Here it is. Don't lose the screws. Don't lose the screws. Don't mess it up. Be careful. Okay, I have this screw here to take out. Because now it's all electrical now. Attaching a new electric connection to it. There's a lot of oil in here. Goodness, I didn't know I put so much oil in here. Oil. But it's a lot. And then I got the light that's up here, which I need to go on ahead and put some more tape around it. I've been thinking about doing that for a while too. Okay, this one's already loose, so at least we know that this one is the main one that needs to come out from the motor. And this, let's see, this harness comes down through here. If I can just get it around it, get it out, it'd be a lot easier to deal with. But I tried to make sure it was tight. Yeah, good. So good, got it out. Yeah, so now it moves freely now. You know, all of it now. So I got it out of there. I gotta get it back around through there when I put it back on. All right, so that comes off, and that's the main one. But I don't know which which is which. So sometimes it's kind of guessing because there's no color chart to actually let you know which color goes with what. I know this goes in the center, and this one goes on the left side. So we just kind of see if this other one has a marking on it to let you know. No marking, so it's guessing. Oh, God. Hate to do that. All right, so if we base it on anything, it's the no, I can't do it like that either. So I don't know what's going to be determining factor. There's an orange little spot on here, so hopefully that orange spot is enough to let me know that where it should go. This one didn't have an orange spot because all the wire burned off of it from before. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to put some new tape around this one part here. So I don't want to get electrocuted. And if I do end up selling it, I don't want nobody else to get hurt from it. And this is some Gorilla Glue for appliances, and it doesn't dry out. In fact, let's use half of it. To do what I've got to do here, I'll use the other half. On the other half, I can probably barely see what I'm doing. Trying to make sure I don't catch my hair on fire. I'm sitting in front of that light bulb. Okay, so that's pretty good. We'll get it down further here in a second, but as soon as I get that curled over, create this good line here. As you see, I'm really not doing anything but just mashing it together, just to protect the line itself, so nothing else happens to it, or it doesn't come out. Let's see how far we've gotten. Still got a little bit exposed there. Looks like some of that line is breaking. I think I'm going to still take a little piece off and try to still cover this other piece on here. I'm still a little leery about what I did, so I got to make it better. So we just have to use electrical tape. Just have to make do with it, even though I don't want to use it because it's gooey and nasty and everything else, but might secure that better on there, and then I can wrap it better. Still want my pizza. Should have already did that before I started doing this, but I wouldn't expect it to take extra time with this. One thing's for damn sure, it's gotta be right. I don't try to half-ass do nothing. Daddy didn't raise me like that. And the other people that I've worked with over the years expect quality. Electrician comes in and sees the work that I'm doing, or if somebody comes by and wants to buy a sewing machine, and the person buying the sewing machine might be the electrician who's buying it for their grandmother, or their wife, or their daughter, or something. I don't want them to see some bullshit work. So make it nice. And I might go back and coat that again. Coat the other one. Just to give it a more professional look. All the way down to the end of the line here. Okay, so you can see that's real nice now. I'm just going to put this on here to hold it real quick so I don't pull it off while I do this other line. Step off of there. Let's go ahead and just wrap this now instead of putting the other on it, which is not a bad idea either, but further on it. There we go. It's nice. That's good. Don't like no shoddy work. I wish that Gorilla Glue would have worked out a little bit better, because I think it would have insulated it a little bit better than this electrical tape. I have liquid electrical tape. You can believe that. But I couldn't use it on this too much. And I'd have to let it dry and recoat it and let it dry, recoat it. But it does help with my stereo connections, like speaker wire and stuff like that, because there's just two little short wires connected. So it does help with that. And most of the stuff is just trial and error, doing it enough that you know what the difference is. And then also, this helps me, believe it or not, with my schoolwork, because it divides my attention to something else, but it also lets me focus on something else. So when I go back to doing my schoolwork, sometimes I'm more focused doing it. And that is it for it. And as you can see, like I said, it's a lot more professional and streamlined and everything else. And it looks really nice. That's better. Okay, so now we're back to the potted motor. And now we have a wiring sequence kind of down a little bit. Hope this is right the first time. Boy, it's hard to go back and do it again. Probably try to do a little test to see if it's connected right. All right, old one, new one. I had to take that bobbin rubber off this one. This is a new bobbin rubber. And I already had one. I got a new one. I got a bunch of them. You know, I got about 20 of them. Because I didn't know when I was going to need new bobbin rubber winders. So I got enough for all the machines. And if I get any new ones, or if somebody brings me one to repair theirs, I'll have some. Okay, so that's basically it. I mean, I'm basically done. This needs to go back on. I need to get this off. I take this part back out like I did on that one. And these are the screws. I don't think we're going to keep the screws in there for right now. But this is the new motor. Now let's connect the wires first. Looks like this is just this one that goes right here. And this has got an orange mark on it. So hopefully that's it. It's kind of funny how they force you to do things in a particular way. Especially with dealing with that light that's attached on it. I got one time, when I first did this, I had all the wires reversed. Nothing worked. Back's starting to hurt a little bit, so I gotta sit down. Oh, getting old. All right, so we're back into this, and the hole in here. I'm not going to try to do any cleaning right now. I do want to rub some of this off a little bit here. Dirty that is. Let's see if oxidizer will work better. Might work a little bit better. Do I need oil? I need oil. Gotta use a little oil. You know, there's enough oil everywhere else. Yeah, this pad is a little harsh on it, but there's so much buildup. I can just get down to the paint a little bit. That'll be just good enough. Clean it up a little bit so it doesn't look so nasty, especially it's sit for all these years. Never actually been cleaned. So that's a little bit better. A little more oil on there. I have some other paste that you can put on here that takes it, strips off all the oxidation and stuff and takes it back to its original paint. That it doesn't look that, looks better. It shines up, and that's how I shined them all to get them looking as good as they do. So that's a little bit better. I'm just sitting there scrubbing for the rest of the night because that's what you have to do to really get it all off. But it's good enough. Okay, got that. This we did around to here. To get this back on. Get this back in here. Good. That went really nice. I'm so glad. I should put the stuff on YouTube, I guess, but there's enough people monkeying around on YouTube. But I thank God for YouTube because some of the tricks I learned from the people on YouTube. All right. And without some of the people on YouTube, woo, I would have been lost. Was I going to go up through here or there? I think it was going to go here. Up and around through there. And it takes some manipulation, and you got to turn this, and you got to turn that, and you got to push this and push. Come on. The rest of the way on there. You're so close. Good. There it is. It's supposed to be stiff, so it tightens up like it's got a little extra thickness, like a even less than a centimeter thickness. Once you push it in there to hold it until you get the screws in there and stuff. And see, there's oil all over the place. My God, I just oiled like crazy. I don't know. You gotta stop doing that. It's not good for the machine to have too much oil. Okay, so my little trick for getting these screws back in, because there's really no room, is I use some needle nose pliers. Take it all the way back to get it started. And if I can just get it held in place long enough, then I can move the screw and the whole situation to get it lined. And get it in place. Maybe I should use the screws that I took out. That might be more beneficial as far as grooves, because sometimes these newer screws might have a different type of threading than the old screws. So let's try the old screws. I want to change the thread pattern. It's in there. I see now it's got to turn a little bit to get that. I think that's it right there. Sure don't want to change that pattern. Yeah, see how that went in there better? Yeah, because I want to change those screw pattern. Change those, it makes it really hard when you change them. With those new screws, like I said, may have a different thread pattern so it may not work as well. Getting this back in. All right, we got it. All right. And this has to be flush, completely flush in there. So when the wheel turns, it doesn't hit against these screws. Otherwise, the wheel will not turn. Oh, my back, my back, my back. All right. So then, just back to the wheel of fortune. Slides into place. And then the tricky part, which way do we calibrate this? Does it calibrate this way? Or does it calibrate up this way? This is the trial and error part. Guess I could go on YouTube probably and find out, but I'm gonna do that. Hopefully this motor's good. Sometimes you buy this stuff, comes from Canada or wherever, and the shit still ain't no good. So you waste your money trying to get something that's gonna work and it doesn't. Hopefully that's sitting in the right place. It came loose a little bit. This might not be the right position. The right position, once this screw is in place, will allow me to release the needle or use it to sew when you're doing a bobbin. So let's find out. Okay, I released it. And that tightened it. Okay, now we'll bring the needle up and down. As you can see with the new motor in there. Okay, so there's that. And nothing else for me to do now but plug it in to see if it works right. Lord have mercy, go through all this. And then I got the wiring wrong. You know what I got to do? I got to take it all off. But if I got the wiring wrong and it doesn't work, I will. One thing I can do is turn this light. Well, the light will tell me one. If the light is connected right, then more than likely the rest of it is. But that still sometimes doesn't mean anything either. The light could work right, but the other wire on the motor might be on the other side of it. Or they might be on the reverse. Might be the reverse. The wiring might need to be reversed. Because I had the light right on here, right, but not have the motor connected right. Always something. All right, so let's see if we can see what we can see. Light. All right, light comes on underneath it. As you can see, the light's on. And let's see if we can, I'm not going to try to sew something. I just want to see if the needle goes up and down. Oh, wrong machine.
I got the machine on the floor. I'm pushing the pedal for the other machine. This pedal is underneath it because I wasn't using it anymore. I stopped using it because I was working on that purse. How to get it out? There we go. All right, here it is. This is the pedal right here, folks. Which I showed you I repaired this too. It works. There it is. It works. And it sounds good. No more humming. So there it is. I did it. Replaced the potted motor on a Singer 1591 sewing machine for your viewing pleasure. Baby.